welcome back to the channel. We're back on the AU again. So when we last left off, we were chucking the engine in, getting the wiring just started to be sorted out. Now today we're hopefully going to be winding the engine over under its own power. So what's been done since is we've done all of our piping, we've fitted up our accelerator cable, fitted a new coolant reservoir and a little bit of tightening up. We've also fitted some new AN fittings to our tapper cover, and the big boy cam is now in here too. That was all done off camera because it was already shit we've already done, so don't need to film that again. Today we're hopefully going to be able to put the gearbox in, which is under here. We have our new flywheel that's been machined. We have a new clutch right here. And yeah, that's pretty much what the plan is for today. Chuck the gearbox in, hopefully be able to wind it over because we'll have our starter motor, all the wiring is there. So we should be able to wind over the engine. We have done it by hand after rebuilding it, so hopefully when we wind it over we don't hear any knocking noises. Today we also do have the Maculec lock plate kit. We have fitted this onto all of our Falcons that we've done. And yeah, it sort of must be done. All right, so we have a ceramic extreme clutch here. This is similar to what's in my Falcon actually, to be quite honest. It should hold the power quite nicely. Our old one is over there, it was pretty shit, but this one will do the job. $5 ceramic. Yes, it's a nice bit of kit. So yeah, that'll bolt in quite easily. We've got new ARP flywheel bolts and all that good stuff. That's why we actually have the kit here. This works for those. We've got spigot bearings, alignment tools, pretty much everything we need to do. Once the gearbox is in, we might even drop our new drive shaft in, or old drive shaft in. The reason why we are trying to get all this done is because this is going away to the fab shop, which has been booked in, I think, next month or something. So, till then, we sort of have to do what we can. But yeah, we won't. If we do get it running, we won't be able to run it too long because obviously the turbo's blowing straight into the firewall. So, yeah, and it's going to be way too loud for us. So anyway, we'll crack into it, get it all good to go, but it's coming a long way and it's going to be exciting when this is finally finished. Also forgot to add, we're also getting our new wastegates. This is a 14-pound one. Nice, it is interchangeable, there is different springs in there, but all set up. It's going to be nice. We do already have on our 6-boost manifold a spot for it to sit, which is, you should be able to see there. So that'll go down in there and we're having it plumbed back in. We were thinking about having a screamer, but that'll get old very quickly. So that's another piece of the puzzle. Pretty much everything is here ready to go. As always, make sure you take off the protective oily shit they put on these things so they don't rust. That'll go for the flywheel as well. Get yourself a bit of brake clean or a degreaser of some sort. Clean it down, then wipe it with a rag. Don't do that unless you're about to install it, otherwise it will rust. So we're going to quickly do that while we get under there and start doing the flywheel. All right, just chucking in our new spigot bearing. I think we've gone over how to do this a few too many times in our videos, so yes, that'll go in nice. We've got our sandwich plate on too. Then we chuck on our flywheel. On goes our machine flywheel. It'll push on, there's a little seat it'll sit in. Nice. And also these holes are all offset slightly, so we've got to line them up with the crane. Once they're lined up, we'll be able to put our Maculec lock plate in, which I think we've talked about this on all of our other
pretty sure I
clutch
showed
videos.
How to do it on Connor's and yours.
Yeah, so we don't need to go in too much into that. It's pretty straightforward. If you want to find out more info on that, check out my clutch video that I did. So we'll put all that on and then we'll be right as rain. There we go, we'll bolt it up. We'll chuck our lock plate on. Then it's time for our clutch. As always, we have our positioning tools. There is a gearbox side and non-gearbox side. It'll say on there which side it is. So smack that on. We're going to just torque these up to spec with our handy dandy torque wrench. And once that's all together, it'll be gearbox time. So we'll might do a little time lapse on putting this together. As you saw, flywheel bolts have been torqued. We're going to smash on our Maculate plate. We're probably going to have to tab it on with a hammer because sometimes these don't line on, but it'll work once it's sorted. If you notice, we have a chain, our bolts and chain. I think we also covered that in the previous videos that we've done this on, but yeah, handy way to stop your flywheel turning when you're trying to get those torques happening. So we'll smack that together and then we'll chuck the clutch together. All right, we just finished hammering all these on. As always, they're a bit of a pain in the ass because they don't exactly, the cutouts don't exactly line up, but that's why they're designed, is so they crush onto it. Now we'll fold over our tabs and that'll be locked in place forever. Hopefully. So yeah. Nice one, Gary.
Dow's going.
Where is it?
On there.
Oh, there's a dowel there. I'm trying to find where the dowel is. Okay, that's on the bottom one. I think it's jamming up on this top one again. Alright, got a bolt.
Yeah, I don't really know whether to use the old ones or the new ones.
Not new ones, why not?
They're shorter. They should be the same thread.
Hopefully.
Yeah, but they're not the same weight. They're a little bit different.
Well, I've always been told length doesn't matter all the time. If it has a good personality, length doesn't matter that much. Mm-hmm. Now we're just torquing up the pressure plate. And then it'll be done. And then it's time for the old gearbox. Alright, so we do these T5s in a different way. We split the box in half and we put the bell housing on first so we can get all those top bolts in nicely. And then we only have 4 bolts to worry about when we put the rest of the gearbox in. So it's a
lot easier.
It's a lot easier. This is I don't know if anyone else does it this way, but we've found it's the easiest way to do it. Get to all those top bolts. We don't do this on the TR6060s, which is in the Falcon, the bigger Falcon, my one, and Connor's, because I don't think you can split those boxes as easily. So
no, the bolts are internal.
Yeah,
they
so
go backwards.
You can't do it. But on these ones, piece of piss to do, so that's why we do it this way. Nice and easy. So we'll crack in these bell housing bolts, throw our starter motor on, throw the gearbox on, and then and here it is, the mighty T5. This is gonna last about probably 3 months in the car before it turns to glass when it's shoved behind this bag boy. But anyway, we'll chuck it in there. Yeah, easy to change. It's not making any noise, so we're not really too worried about it.
It's actually really good. It's only got 220,000 on it.
Yeah, the drift car we got out there, it doesn't sound good. So yeah, this one will be good for a bit until we decide to throw a 6060 under it. That's big money. So if you're going to sell us a cheap TR6060, hit us up. Shit. What? I'm gonna get under it.
Get a bolt in.
There you go. 1 T5 in. So we just lower the front of the engine down, so this will come up. Then we'll get the jack under here, jack the back up, put our bolts in, and then we are done skis. We can start throwing in drive shafts and all that. Still plenty of room for an exhaust to come through here, so we're not really too worried. We haven't actually seen anything under here we're too worried about now, so happy days. Alrighty, we're plugging in our speed sensor and reverse lights, and then we're hooking in our clutch cable, which is right there.
Forgot to pliers.
So yeah, we'll put some pliers on that. So then the clutch will be working. Sweet, we'll actually probably check how it feels too, because this is going to be new. Yeah. And then chuck the starter in, wire it up, and then key bang time. Clutch cable is sorted. We've got our little protector box over it too. Starter motor is up in there and wired in. You ready to wind it over? It won't fire because we haven't got the igniter wired in yet. That'll be done at a later stage. We also have some airflow sensors and that need to be finished wiring. But we can wind the car over using the starter motor, which would be good. Yeah, all the oil lines are hooked on, so we're not going to put oil everywhere. So hopefully it actually winds over, it doesn't just lock up. Okay, gearbox is all bolted in. Chuck our handy dandy drive shaft in. Jump a couple of bolts, we should be in.
No.
All right, so we're not starting it, we're just checking, make sure it winds over. Here we go. Winds over, it's freed up, that's good. It means nothing's binding up.
Yeah.
Oh, doesn't this just make you excited? So that's pretty much all for today, isn't it? Yeah.
Get it back on the ground and measure underneath it.
Yeah, so we are getting some measurements for the exhaust because that is getting done shortly, as we mentioned at the beginning of the video. I think we might get a startup sometime this week. If we do, I'll come back and it'll be a really short video of just starting up. But yeah, that's sort of it. Exciting times. Is getting close. Now the gearbox is in, and yeah, get excited. All right, well, that's it. Thanks for watching. Keep on boosting, and we'll see you in the next video.